Okay, guys, so we're back, and excuse me, Corey was just letting me know how he and his brothers actually met up with his mom. This is very interesting. How let us all know how that took place.
Yeah. Well, what occurred was my brothers and I. What we did was spoke to my mom and set up a date where we can go down and see her for the first time. And we turned around. We drove down, and we got there and got actually to my mother's sister's house, and was introduced to two sisters that that we didn't even know about.
Right. Okay.
And was Cassandra and Mary. Those are my sisters, my two sisters on my mom's side.
Okay.
And my mother was in another room at the time, when we got there. But my aunt said that she was kind of nervous, but she finally came out. She saw my middle brother first, introduced herself to him. Saw my youngest brother, introduced herself to him. And she finally came to me, and she looked at me and broke down and started crying. Told me who she was, and I looked exactly like my mom.
And could that actually be? I'm sorry to intercept. Of the fact that you did. How old were you guys when you guys were adopted again?
I was 6. My middle brother was 5, and my youngest brother was 3 at the time.
So I can imagine she had built like a relationship with all of you guys, but because you were older, they were more able to see your character and build in that sort of way as you were coming into your own person.
Right.
So I can only imagine the emotion at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both sat down. Actually we hugged each other. Was crying. I cried. And we sat down. We had a very long conversation. And one of the first things I explained to her was that I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I don't have any type of animosity towards you. I'm happy to have you back in my life.
Right.
Because to have that mother figure, in your life is important.
Very important, yes.
And to have her back in my life, I was ecstatic. I was happy.
Right.
Right. And we talked for hours and hours. And my brothers and my sisters, they were off to their cells talking. We had other family members coming in that we were introduced to at the time.
Right.
And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So now till this day, right now, I speak to my mom every weekend.
I love that.
Every weekend.
And you all, I'm sorry again to intercept. You also said that you visit her once a year, right? You guys
just about once a year. I go during the summertime.
Okay.
I spend a week down there with them, and we pretty much just get together and have a good time.
A great time.
Yes. Actually, both of my brothers were up here, and they moved back home. They moved back down to Cincinnati a year after we had found, my mom. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's something. Yeah. So how are I can only imagine their relationship.
Oh,
right?
it's beautiful.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful. My middle brother actually got married.
Okay.
My youngest brother's actually, he's just working. He's a workaholic. He's working 2 jobs.
Okay.
He's into music. A little bit here and there, like me, with me DJing, playing, doing parties and stuff like that.
Okay.
They're both doing really good. They all actually, it's kind of funny because they all keep in contact with me.
Okay.
Even my sisters,
okay.
They all keep in contact with me as well. So it's just been beautiful.
So it's nothing but a big ball of love.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I ask, your brother, your father that raised you, I understand that he's deceased, but his brother, you guys of course are still in relationship with his brother.
Definitely.
Has he ever gone down to Cincinnati with you guys?
No, he hasn't, but he has talked to my mom, and they do have a good relationship.
I love it.
He's had actually a long conversation with her as well.
Okay.
What I did was one year, I actually brought my mother up here to New Jersey. No.
Okay.
I actually brought my mother up here to New Jersey for Valentine's Day, actually.
Okay.
And brought her up here to meet my adopted mom. And It was beautiful. I took them out to dinner.
I love it.
And they had a really, really good time.
And what I love about your character is that you always were able to provide a place of comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, given that we make mistakes in life, you just had this level of understanding,
mm-hmm.
which is very powerful.
Yeah.
You know, and you've never held anyone hostage to their mistake.
Yeah.
Their mistake was what their mistake was.
Mm-hmm.
But holding a person hostage is never going to, how can I say, you're never going to be able to make amends or
right.
make the relationship better moving forward.
Right, because you're gonna actually turn around and hold that grudge.
Right.
You know.
But what you've shown is that you've lived a great life, you've had an abundant life, and you were upfront with letting her know that I don't see you in that way.
Right.
And that opened up her arms were like this,
right.
your arm was like this.
Right.
So you guys just embraced each other,
mm-hmm.
and it was like you guys never parted ways.
Right.
And
right.
that's what I love. That's the lesson. That's one of the lessons out of the story. The other thing is I would like to say that, you know, I think I did mention that your father did instill discipline. Mm-hmm. You said that he was in the military,
yes,
right?
Yes, he was in the Army. So, you know, as far as with, you know, having that stability, as we said, mm-hmm. You know, it actually pretty much made everything as it was supposed to be.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
There was, you know, yeah, we did, you know, things here and there that we weren't supposed to do,
mm-hmm.
but at the same time, you know, we knew and we understood.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And that's what it's about, you know, is as long as you have that stability, you know, in your home
and understanding,
mm-hmm. everything else will fall into place.
Will fall into place.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm loving it, and overall, this story is one of the most powerful stories I've ever heard, because it reflects that, one, African American men were able to provide balance, raise African American boys into men in the foster care system because they were adopted. Mm-hmm. Then they turned around and were able to be great people in society, have gotten married, have had children, whether adopted or biological, were able to connect with family members without grudges, without hate, without anger. It was just all love. Everyone was like this and like this.
Yes.
So please, there, you know, as far as the foster care system, I know the horror stories, but there are also some very crisp and shiny and loving stories.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to bring forth to you guys. And Corey here went right to Behringer, and we know how Behringer was. But I can tell you, when we were in school, Corey was always one of those children, we were kids back there, teenagers. He was always one who was very particular about the way he moved. Mm-hmm. He was always respectful, mm-hmm. always quiet. I never took him as a pushover. I never seen him in any problems or any trouble either. Yeah. It was, you know, trouble always managed to miss him. You know how we say, but not we. Mm-hmm. But most people say today, oh, miss me with all the drama. See, trouble actually missed him. He didn't have to say miss me with the drama, mm-hmm. okay, because it's all in the energy that you put out, right? As I say again, the law of attraction and the law of cause and effect. For every action there's a reaction. Mm-hmm. He is the epitome of living in those laws. Mm-hmm. He always got what he put out, and it was always love, always kindness, and always respect throughout the years of knowing him. That's how it has been. And we're grown.
And I just want to say also that whatever you guys do, the way I see things, mm-hmm. I'll say this to you guys and I'll leave it at that. Mm-hmm. Love your parents. Love them unconditionally. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because you don't know, like right now, you don't know what the next day is going to bring. Mm-hmm. Your parents brought you into this world in order to raise you and make sure they can provide for you. Mm-hmm. Okay? So